Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is what the Honorable Prime Minister has told the nation, and this is a very apt call given at a very right moment. There is a huge requirement of India becoming self-sufficient in all its needs. A beginning has been made. Yes, the journey will be long, but at least we have consciously started on this journey, and it is important. Our experience and others' experience in the world has shown that no country is friendly to the other country to the extent of ignoring their own national interest. So, if it is in the national interest of a particular country who calls himself or herself a friend of India, but there is a clash in their national interest and our national interest, the primacy will go to their national interest, as it should. And it happens with India too. We cannot compromise our national interests at the doorstep of just friendship. Friendships are always variable. The degree of friendship varies of what is prevailing in the environment and will have to accordingly be tailored as per the situation. From the economic front also, if we see, there is a huge amount of exploitation of nations like ours who require to imbibe these technologies, who require these type of products which are not made in India, but have to import them, and hence we have to pay exorbitant prices for these products. We may actually be the biggest market for these products, but they are getting manufactured elsewhere. Like we export iron ore and we import needles. We used to import needles at an exorbitant price. So, that is not the right way of doing things, and this is what I am so happy that the Honorable Prime Minister has taken note of, and he has embarked us on this path of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Especially in the defense sector and in the critical sectors like telecom, this becomes all the more important. We have to build up capacity. We can't say that today, obviously we cannot. It will take time. There will have to be investments both from the government and from the private sector to set up facilities for manufacturing items and products that are not available today. Today, if we look at, for example, telecom uses a huge amount of equipment, and every equipment is found out of chips. Now, these chips we do not have a fab in India. So, if tomorrow we say that we will not import any chips from abroad and do the assembly work only in India, and we will start doing manufacturing, maybe that may not be the correct way to go. But if we put it on a priority list, and if we put it on fast track and say that okay, we have to manufacture these chips and make our own telecom products in India, at least the critical portions, that may be the right way of going. It will require infusion of funds, and there will have to be a larger amount of cooperation between government and industry. Industry will have to see that they invest in this, government will have to see that they support these investments, so that the industry finds it viable to invest so much in the incubation period, and later once they come of age, then they can become profitable, and maybe they can start reimbursing the government back at that point of time. Policies will have to be tweaked in line with Atmanirbhar Bharat, but it will have to be done in a very sensible manner and not becoming either 0 or 100. It cannot be black or white, it has to be somewhere shades of grey, and therefore, going forward, these are things which are important. How do we implement them? It is easy saying this, but how do we implement them? The stakeholders in this case will mainly be government and industry, and therefore, both of them have to sit down together and bring out organic policies. Many times we forget that policies need to be organic and need to start from the bottom up and grow, with all stakeholders contributing right from the beginning. What happens many times is it becomes an overlay. The government comes out with a policy, and then the industry says that no, this policy is not good, make these changes, and then the government gets into a dialogue, and then they put an overlay on top of that. Now, that sort of a thing never works. There are pressure groups, there are different interests, but if we sit right together right from the beginning and we have national interest at heart, then we will come out with organic policies, organic products, It is like having a generic equipment and saying that I want secrecy in this equipment. So, buy secrecy from somebody else and put it on top of that. Will it work? It will work, but it is not the best way of working things. Best is it should be an organic growth along with right from the drawing board stage to the production stage. This is an opportunity which we have today. If we are going into self-reliance and we are going to start making our own products, start writing our own software, then think through first that what are the components that are going to use this eventually, and get them involved right from the beginning so that the growth is organic. This is one thing which is extremely important. Second thing is, we are living in a global scenario where the world is a global village, and hence the benefits which are available because of research world over have to be imbibed by us. We cannot start reinventing zero all over again, we will become an island. So, if we have to imbibe those benefits, we have to be backward compatible. This is something at times we do not take into account. We do think of forward compatibility, but we at times somehow miss it out, and then there are interfaces, and then there are various other permutations, combinations to make them talk to each other, which is not again the right thing to go. So, therefore, these are some of my thoughts that very good idea, Atmanirbhar Bharat. We have to implement undoubtedly. If we have to become a nation of any standing, we want to be recognized as a world leader, it is important that you take an example of defense. If today all our recce and surveillance is mostly done by drones, where are the drones manufactured? Not in India. How do we know there are no trapdoors in that? How do we know there are no Trojans in that? It can happen. Our communication equipment, where do the exchanges come from? Abroad. So, what happens if there is a sequence there which can be triggered off over the internet by the manufacturing company, which brings the entire communication system to a standstill? It is a possibility, it has happened. I can give examples where it has happened, and where we caught people doing this. But if we have something which is made in India and which is properly monitored, just making in India is not sufficient. We have to monitor it properly by experts and see that it happens. It should not only be peripheral monitoring, it has to be deep monitoring. So, that is important. We have to have a roadmap in line with the Honorable Prime Minister's vision, saying that these are critical components, this take first priority, these are socially more relevant, priority 1, these can come in priority 2, this can come in priority 3. We can't put everything in priority 1, we are not such rich nation that we have deep pockets and we can do everything in one go. So, those are the things that in our enthusiasm of implementing the correct policies which have been dictated by the government, we should not go about it unscientifically. We have to go about it scientifically, and we have to carry all our stakeholders together, and that is how we will succeed. Within the industry, I feel that you have to adopt one adage, and that is you have to cooperate at the back end and you may compete at the front end. Cooperate at the back end, share resources, and then in your business interest you may compete with each other. What will happen in this is the cost of deployment, the cost of manufacture will reduce, and hence our meeting the aim of our Honorable Prime Minister of becoming Atmanirbhar therefore becomes faster, fast tracked. And here the government has to not only regulate, but they have to also lay down sound policies that the industry is made to do this cooperation at back end and competition in the front end. These are important things, these are extremely important things, and we have to then use our innovative mind, Indian mind, and see how it gets propagated to the populace. Now, telecom and IT are not separate anymore. I always say that the word for telecom today should be ICTEC, IC Tech. IC Tech would mean information communication technology, electronics and cyber. They all go together. They have to go together. and therefore, if we take telecom, it will IC Tech and we provide services to the rural area, we have to do it innovatively in an Indianized environment. I will take the example of education. If we follow the US model, everybody will clamor and say, let's use telecom, networks are available, applications are available, data centers are available, so why can't we do MOOCs and start teaching people? Yes, you can, but did MOOCs even succeed in US? It didn't. The acceptability was hardly 4%. How do you expect the Indian people, especially the rural people, to start learning with MOOCs? Their psychology and the environment and their social upbringing is brick and mortar. Okay? Then there are how many dialects in India? The US didn't have that problem. They had only one language, English. If we have one language and we start teaching everybody in Hindi, will it succeed? Hindi itself has so many dialects. The Hindi which is spoken in eastern UP and the Hindi which is spoken in western UP or in Bihar or Jharkhand is very different from each other. So, if the students have to learn, they have to learn in the dialect that they understand. So, that is where the Indian mind comes in. Okay? You do not do the delivery angle, do not make too many changes, because change management there is difficult, very difficult. Change management in the rearward area, in the back end is easy. So, use technology, use dual talking teachers and use international acclaimed content and take it to the village to be disbursed to the students in a language that they understand, in the dialect that they understand, possible. What have you done? You use technologies to the hilt and you also made teachers aspirational. He is today teaching in a remote village of Bihar because telecom is permitting him to do that. And he is doing it in the dialect of that village, in brick and mortar. Student does not find any difference. He is being fed with the best teacher sitting in a data center in a studio in Delhi, who feeds him. All they have to know is they have to know each other's language. If the teacher in Delhi is teaching in say English, the teacher in the village school should understand English and be able to translate that and speak to the student in the language that he understands. So, what have you done? You have transposed the best content, the best teacher virtually into village using telecom, using digital, using ICT, EC. So, that is the environment that will bring in Atmanirbharta. If we do it in a manner in which we are accustomed to, in the usual manner, it will take decades. But if we do it in a manner which is innovative, out of the box, Indianized, we will be able to do it much faster.